The Byakkotai did not commit seppuku due to a misunderstanding. Their despair held an even deeper, untold reason. Believing Tsuruga Castle was aflame, 19 young boys ended their lives on empty Iimori. Yet what truly burned was the castle town. But, in fact, an even more astonishing truth was hidden within this tragedy. What sight truly met their eyes? In this video, we unravel the true reasons the Byakkotai chose seppuku, the real identity of the flames seen from empty Iimori, and the hidden suffering of the Aizu domain behind the pages of history. Let us now delve into the true meaning of the Byakkotai tragedy. The main feature will also detail why the Aizu domain was forced into such desperate choices. Our story begins in the turbulent Bakumatsu period. In KO 4, 1868, with the Battle of Toba-Fushimi, Japan plunged into the Boshin War. The Aizu domain, central to the former shogunate forces, became a target for the new government army. Its lord, Matsudaira Katamori, serving as Kyoto Shugoshoku, was a symbol of the pro-shogun faction. The new government army advanced from Kanto to Tohoku as the Eastern Expeditionary Force. Aizu was driven into a state of isolation and helplessness. The Aizu domain mobilized its entire populace, young and old, men and women. From this, the Byakkotai was formed, primarily composed of boys aged 16 to 17. Comprising approximately 340 members, they were mainly deployed as reserve or garrison forces in various locations. The morale of these boys was high. However, the battlefield they were about to face was unimaginably harsh. So why were they pushed to such an extent? Against the overwhelming forces of the new government army, the Aizu domain was compelled to fight a desperate defense. The Battle of Tonoguchibara, near Aizu Castle, was particularly fierce. The Byakkotai's second company of foot soldiers was also deployed in this Battle of Tonoguchibara. Their mission was to defend the path leading to the castle town. However, against the new government army's superior numbers and modern weaponry, Aizu soldiers fell one after another. The Byakkotai, too, was exposed to intense artillery fire. Losing their commander, the unit was divided. The remaining soldiers barely managed to hide in a cave in Takizawa village and set off towards empty Iimori. However, what awaited them there was... The path from Tonoguchibara to empty Iimori was hell for the exhausted boys. Amidst deepening despair, they reached the summit of empty Iimori. Below them, their hometown, the Aizu Wakamatsu Castle town, stretched out. But that sight would plunge them into an even deeper abyss of despair. The town was engulfed in flames, and black smoke billowed high into the sky. Tsuruga Castle, too, appeared to be consumed by the inferno. So why did they misinterpret it this way? What appeared before the eyes of the boys, exhausted, hungry, and in an extreme state of tension, was the burning castle town. However, the distance from empty Iimori to Tsuruga Castle was approximately 3 kilometers. Perspective and the rising smoke distorted their vision. The burning castle town appeared as if the castle itself had fallen. This visual misperception marked the beginning of the tragedy. They despaired, believing the castle had fallen. They were convinced there was no path for a samurai to survive. In this era, surrender was the greatest disgrace. And so, 19 young boys, to protect their samurai pride, decided on collective seppuku on empty Iimori. How heavy must that moment have been? The sole survivor, Inuma Sadakichi, attempted seppuku but clung to life. His testimony conveyed the Byakkotai tragedy to future generations. What was burning was, in fact, not Tsuruga Castle. Only a part of the castle town was ablaze. Was this merely a misunderstanding? No, in that moment, they had no choice but to believe the castle had fallen. The circumstances surrounding them forced that truth upon them. What they saw was their homeland engulfed in fierce war flames. It was nothing less than a sight that sealed the defeat of the Aizu domain. The new government army issued an ultimatum for surrender, but the Aizu domain, unwilling to abandon its samurai pride, chose to fight to the bitter end. There was no retreat. With food and ammunition dwindling and all hope of reinforcements gone, the boys of the Byakkotai chose the path of seppuku. For them, if the castle had fallen, to die honorably as samurai was the only option, rather than living in shame. So, what did that choice bring? The Byakkotai tragedy profoundly shocked not only the Aizu samurai but also the soldiers of the new government army. The boys' spectacular final moments were etched into the hearts of many. The testimony passed down by Inuma Sadakichi conveyed to future generations that the Byakkotai tragedy was not merely a legend, but the suffering of real flesh and blood boys. They believed their homeland was completely destroyed. That belief is precisely what drove them to their ultimate choice. The Byakkotai seppuku compels us, living in the modern age, to reflect on human psychology in extreme situations of conflicting information and the profound weight of Bushido. The true reason the Byakkotai decided on seppuku was not a mere visual misunderstanding. It was an inevitable choice, born from the Aizu domain's desperate situation and their pride as samurai. The flames seen from Mt. Iimori were indeed the castle town on fire, but what that fire reflected in their hearts was the despair of their homeland's complete downfall. The suffering of the Aizu domain, hidden behind history, was the sorrowful cry of its samurai, forced to choose between a battle fought in isolation and loyalty to the old regime. The Byakkotai tragedy might have been a story of profound despair, forged by the era and circumstances that cannot be dismissed merely as a misunderstanding.
History still hides untold stories. Subscribe for more forgotten history.